Yeah, you head coach Chris Wilkerson, the team coming off a 3-point loss at Gardner Webb last Saturday. They are back in action. They'll be at home. Charleston Southern is coming to town. But coach, I guess to start off, some thoughts on the Gardner Webb game.
Yeah, again, thanks a million, Kyle. I was proud of the guys' effort. We started a little slow. We found ourselves down 31-7 in the third quarter, and we did battle, all the way to the end, and scored 21 straight points and got it to 31-28 and had the ball at the end of the football game, but we're just unable to finish and sustain. So it was encouraging that we had a season high number of explosive plays with 12 offensively, certainly led by Cooper Wellman and his 11 catches for 291 yards and 3 touchdowns. Pierce continues to battle and find guys. And we did have some other players step up and continue to lose some guys due to injury. But I know we'll battle, and there's no time to dwell on your defeats, and we've got to have to get right back to work here against a very, very talented Charleston Southern team this Saturday at home.
What part of this slow start, I guess, was most frustrating? Falling behind, that it sort of put your team, in that position where you had to have those big plays. What was frustrating about that?
Yeah, I think the biggest thing so far for defense has been our tackling, and our inability to get off the field on third downs. And then our special teams continue to be problematic. We kicked the ball deep and they ran it back close to midfield and put our defense that is struggling right now on a shorter field. And that's just something that we can't continue to do. The field position, over the last 6 weeks has been really, really inefficient for us as a football program. We've averaged the 30, 35, 40-yard line to start drives for our opponents. And we have offensively started our possessions on or about the 20-yard line. And we have really been unable to generate any turnovers or takeaways to give ourselves short field. So it's been a frustrating year that way, but we're right back to work, and obviously a tremendous challenge this week again.
You mentioned Cooper, and so Dan wanted to know, what's it meant for you to see him really succeed this year after suffering a season-ending injury a year ago?
Yeah, no, Cooper is an awesome, awesome person. He's a heck of a football player. He's a true EIU Panther. I mean, this is a guy that started his career as a walk-on, earned a full scholarship, does anything that we ask him to do. Will hold for extra points, will return punts, will run down and cover kicks, will block his tail off on the perimeter, will catch anything that you throw his way, and just continues to find a way to get open. He's extremely competitive. He's gritty. He really, really defines what an EIU football player should be all about with his hard hat and lunch pail. So I'm so happy for him to continue to develop, and I look forward to watching him compete for another year here.
What was the difference in him getting touches in the second half and making plays versus the first half?
Yeah, I think in the first half we still were trying to be pretty balanced. And again, Gardner Webb did a really good job with numbers in the box, and they were dominant up front, and we were unable to really sustain anything offensively on the ground. And so once it became a passing attack type of game, we were almost in 2-minute mode the rest of the game. That really helped him just settle in, and he has just an innate ability to get open and find space. And certainly Pierce has been able to connect with him on a number of occasions.
Dan's other question was, you got Charleston Southern this week. What are the team's goals over these final two games this season?
Yeah, again, we want to finish. It has been a long year, and we have had a number of injuries, but everybody has that. Next player's got to continue to step up, and I know the guys will. I want to make sure that we battle and that we really, really focus on finishing. We've got to be a little more physical up front on both sides of the line of scrimmage here the last couple of weeks. Otherwise, we're going to be in for some long days. Charleston Southern presents a ton of problems. They're really quick and athletic up front on offense, and they have option principles in their offense, but they really use a spread passing attack, and all of their skill guys can go the distance if you give them any space. And then the running backs are as talented as anybody in the league. So we've got our hands full. We have got to be more physical, and we have got to tackle on defense. And then our offense will have its hands full as well. They're multiple as anybody. Great scheme. Their defensive line is active, sudden, twitchy. Linebackers are problematic. And they change the pictures on you so much with the back end. They just present a ton of multiple looks, and they are a heck of a lot more talented football team than their record. They've had 4 really, really close games decided by 5 points or less. And so I feel Gabe's pain, and I'm just excited about the opportunity to play again this week at home.
They have a really good punter, and your punter has been playing really well too. So, I mean, I guess field position obviously is always important, but it may be even more important this week.
Yeah, absolutely. Again, if you're playing field position game, you'd like to have that guy with the good leg punting the football for you. And Jacob Horvath for us has done a phenomenal job this season, continuing to develop. We haven't helped in terms of covering kicks for our net at times, but I know that he's continued to do his part and will continue to improve. And I know that that Charleston Southern's punter does lead the league in individual punt.
Coach, that's all we got for you this morning. Appreciate your time. Just best of luck this week, and we'll talk to you next Tuesday.
Thanks a million, Kyle. Go Panthers.